Now this video is showing the tower setup at KM1C. It's an HDX 555 crank-up tilt-over tower. It has 3 beams mounted on it, and all Opta beams from Germany, from DF2BO, Tom. Bottom beam is an OB 4030 for 40 and 30 meters. The middle beam is the OB 9-5 covering 20 through 10 meters, including 17 and 12. The antenna at the top of the mast is the OB 5-6 for 6 meters. The 2 main antennas, the OB 4030, the OB 9-5, are mounted on tilt plates from LNN4ZZ. And these tilt plates made it possible for me to do all the construction of the antennas at ground level. Any maintenance should be able to be done at ground level. And the tilt plates simply allow for the beams to remain in the horizontal position all the way to the ground. You'll notice that they're not quite horizontal. There is a built-in offset angle. But the beams are easily moved and tied to the horizontal if you need to do it during maintenance. That's the OB 9-5 that I just moved. Easily moved. Same thing with the OB 4030. It's a fairly big beam, and you'll notice that with just one hand I'm able to tilt it to the horizontal position, and it can be tied off here for maintenance purposes, so you're working at equal heights at both ends of the antenna. This is Liberty Bell. She's our favorite pit bull, and she does a fantastic job of keeping the QRM away. Hi, honey. The only reason for the 2 larger step ladders out here was really to set up work platforms with 2x10 timbers. The only real step ladder that had to be used is inside over here, and that's a tiny little very safe kitchen type ladder. But all work on the 6-meter beam, which is slightly higher off the ground due to the tilt of the tower, everything was able to be done working strictly on that short little ladder. It's a very, very advantageous system for hams that like to do all their work by themselves. And here's more of a close-up of the tilt plate of the middle beam, and then the tilt plate for the 40 and 30 meter beam. One more pre-raising video. I've released the mast tie-up that I had on the pole over there. I had the mast tied in position to prevent it from flexing while working on the beams. That's now been released. So you can see a fairly healthy bend in the mast due to the weight of the beams, but this is a 24-foot chromalloy steel mast, more than amply rated for the antennas that are on it. And that flex bend that you see will disappear after the tower goes vertical. And here's a side shot of the system with about, I'm going to guess maybe 30% of the cranking is complete, maybe a little bit less. Notice that the beams are starting to change their position relative to the mast. Another side shot of the progress. Probably approaching the 45-degree up mark at this point. Now we're up approximately 60 degrees. The actual cabling, I would say, was probably the toughest part of this job, working with the LMR 600. Second biggest part of the job, probably installing the tower, doing the cement work, etc. Easiest part of the job, the entire antenna build, all done at ground level thanks to the NN4ZZ tilt plates. Performing as advertised. Al has come up with a great invention here, and quite frankly, I'm at the stage where I would be strictly in the wire and vertical antenna business if it weren't for the tilt plates. I feel like I'm done with climbing towers. I spent years maintaining a couple of 100-footers, a couple of 70-footers at different locations, and I swore I was not going to do any more big beam work at 110 feet up off the ground on a mast, and it's just a sheer delight to be able to do it at ground level. So the entire beam build was done at ground level, all maintenance if and when required. It's just a matter of tilting the tower over to get to the beams again. Thank you, Al, NN4ZZ. Now about 75% of the way there, and looking at the system on a different angle. Six-meter beam starting to rotate over into the horizontal position. Showing the stack of opta beams, the two bottom beams, the larger ones for 40 and 30 meters and 20 through 10 meters, are mounted on the NN4ZZ tilt plates.